Hey Varla fans, Shawnyrick here, and today's the day that I'm going to do a full replacement of the zoom brakes on the Varla Eagle V2 with actual nut brakes. I'm going to break it down for you, show you the easiest way to do it, and I just want to put a shout out to my buddy James, who's been messaging me for some tips and tricks. It's been great that my videos are helping a lot of people. Thanks a lot, James. Appreciate all your support on my YouTube channel too. And so this video is for you, buddy. All right, so one more quick thing to mention here that I almost forgot about was ordering replacement brakes for Eagle One version 2 here, or even the Eagle One Pro. Any of the newer scooters coming out from Varla have the brakes on opposite sides. So the one in the rear is on the left side. The one in the front is on the right side as far as the calipers go. So it doesn't matter what brakes you order, whether they be from Nutt or from Zoom, but when you order them, a lot of people are struggling with this because generally they package them both being on the same side. That's not the case with these. What you need to look for when you're ordering and I'll put a link up so you know exactly which ones to order for Nutt. So with that said, let's get started. Okay, so as always, you always want to get rid of the wire bindings here. So let's go ahead and just take this off. Just like that. Then there's another one right here. We want to take this one off. And then the last one we're going to want to tackle is this one right here. Then you can go ahead and take the pin out and take this off away from the wires so it's not in the way. Okay, then next what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to unscrew your accessories here. So your hand grip, loosen that up, both sides. You can take the stopper out. And then once you have things, it just slides right off like that. And then the next thing you're going to want to tackle is to loosen up your brake trigger itself. Oh, there we go. Okay. Then the next thing we're going to want to do, you're going to want to undo the electronic sensor to the brake. Then the next thing we're going to want to do, we want to move to the rear end of the scooter, and of course, as always, we want to take off the caliper. Once you get your brake caliper bolts off, then just let it hang down like that, and we'll move on to the next step. Since I have brand new rear lines and brake trigger and all that, and even new caliper pads, I'm just going to do the easiest thing, which I've showed in my last videos on what to do, is literally cut this just like this. Just get yourself a little cup ready to go and cut. See if you get any drainage in there. Might not, because I think most of it leaked down. But then what you want to do is just leave that like that, and see if it'll pull through, which it will. As you can see, I'm pulling on it and it's going to pull through just fine. All you gotta do is grab your new nut calipers to be ready, but I want to just show you this number right here. This is the ones that you need for the rears. This will help also. 180 front, 160 rear. Alright, so once you got your rear caliper off, you're going to take the protector out, like so. Then you're going to make sure this is the way it needs to look. This is why it gets tricky when you're ordering your brakes, because this is the exact way you need it. This is the way the caliper should look. You should have your line on the outside, and then the angle this way, and then this is the way that you want the brakes to come. If they don't come this way, it will not work for the back end. And then you need to make sure that you have enough wire, so you want the rear wire attached to it, so that way you have enough feed to go up to the handbrake. Once you have that the right way, you simply just take your caliper, line it up, put your screws on, because we have to align the brakes too, so this is why we don't really want to tighten it fully down. You just want it to be there so it stays in place. Straighten out your line, make sure you get all the slack out, straighten it really good, make sure it's as straight as possible so when you feed your line it's easier. Okay, so the easiest way to actually feed these through is you're going to have to tape it almost like end to end, because it's the only way to really get it through there. You just need enough tape on it for it to grip the line, because the hole that they give you to put the lines in is very slim, of course, just big enough for the opening of the line itself. So if you wrap it end to end like this, connecting the two, the old line with the new line, with electrical tape, then you should be able to pull it through with little effort. Like so. And then start feeding it through. And as you feed it, you're going to watch the other end come through just like that. There it is right there. Easy as pie. And then the only thing you need to make sure is, of course, that the back slack over here is of course straightened and taken out. So I'm going to do that right now real quick. Make sure that all comes through okay. Let's get the coil out of the line here. Just like that. Boom. And then once you got that portion of it in there, you're going to start pulling it through this part of it. Like so. Very easily, just let it kind of go through like you did the back half there until it pops up into the center. There it is. And just keep going, get the rest of the coil out of the brake line. Be cautious though, I mean, you don't want to like force it, just let it kind of unravel on its own until it's through there like that. Okay, then once you have it through this part, then you got to pull this line. You got to pull the line there, and you're going to pull that through. See how now it's coming through that whole area like that. Feeding it through, feeding it through. Alright, and so as you can see, it worked. It almost came apart, but it still worked. So now all I got to do is I can take this, since the tape part's about to break off anyways, I take that off because that's the old line anyhow. Get rid of the old line out of there. And then we're going to pull the rest of the new line, and again I'm just working my way through very carefully to make sure the line's got all the kinks out naturally and all the coils out of it. And then here's our new line. And then simply just take the tape off of it at that point. So now we can just take off the old hand grip. So don't need to worry about it anymore. So let's just take that away. Boom. Then we're going to grab our new one. This is how they look when you take them out of the box. The new one looks like this. You're actually going to put on your plastic cover first. Like that. So that's how those three pieces should go. And then after you got those in place, take your brake line lever, slide it in like that, and start screwing it in there. tighten it down. Make sure it doesn't come out. Slide over your cap, and you're good to go. Okay, so then basically, what you're gonna do, screw your caliper in the front, like that. Like that. Take your caliper off, cut your line. You're gonna grab your new brake. This is the one you want for the front on the Nutt brakes there. Take your plastic protector out. Make sure the brake's facing the right way. Line it right over the top. And again, just tighten it, but not all the way down. Then, as we did before, tape the two ends together. We're going to pull it through. You have your top here coming out, and we just pull the new line through like that. Take your old line away, of course. Alright, then once you get your new front line in, gotta undo, of course, the hand grips to get the old brake line off. Once it's loose, pull, pop off that plug, put them aside. Then we gotta loosen up the handbrake. Then, as always, we're gonna take our new one, just like that, and do the end of the line here. Take this away, and we're going to take a little bit of the pliers on the end here to unscrew this bad boy, like so. Then, like with the rear side, you're going to slide on your plastic cover, then your bolts, then your line cap. So there's all three of your pieces. Then you're going to take the hand grip end, insert it in there, let that drop inside, and then hand tighten first. Tighten with your pliers. Want it pretty snug. Put your cap on. Loosen up your end here so you can get it onto the handlebars. And then when it's on there, you can check it, see how it feels, see if it's working, which it is. Adjust them to where you want and tighten down. Okay, so then when you got your hand grip the way you want it, red to red, plug in your new line. Boom, you're all set. Pop your cap back on the end. Boom, hand grips are back on, brakes are in place. And the last and final thing you're going to want to do is you want to turn on your scooter so you can align the brakes. So let me do that right now. Go forward, squeeze the brake, hold it down, tighten as you're holding it. Try it again. Alright, and then finally, after you got them all tuned up, you should be able to squeeze them both and have no noise anywhere, no rubbing sounds or nothing. That's how you know your brakes are absolutely aligned. And boy, no rubbing sounds amazing and is the best sound ever.